Hello, this is MD Joelhak. I have total 8+ of years of experience in the DevOps field. So here I am just showing you the demo on the Python Flask application deployment using the Docker Compose. Okay, so before going to the actual demo, let us discuss something about the Docker Compose. So here I have mentioned two contents, like you can see that two tools, right? Docker and Docker Compose. So like uh, why I have mentioned the Docker, because behind the back when you are running the Docker Compose, so Docker need to be there, right? So you have to a little bit know about the Docker, otherwise how you are going to write Docker Compose, right? So introduction to the Docker, like here you can see, right? Docker, just I need to explain the things, like suppose before when the Docker was not there, so people were developing the application on the dev environment, stage environment, or prod environment, like that, right? So there will be a lot of errors they are getting. Like in the dev environment, the application was working perfectly, and in the stage environment, that is not working because there is some problem with the libraries and some dependencies error. Okay, so to overcome from that error, so nowadays, Docker is more important to use on the application deployment. So, like in a sense, suppose you have created an application and you have uh, given all the libraries and all the dependencies into the Docker container, and you are sending that container to the to the stage environment, and you are deploying that, right? It will be like easily it will be working there in the stage and prod, right? So that kind of thing is happening. That is nothing but like consistency is maintaining. And the isolation is like that. Suppose you are going to create multiple Docker containers. So that will be like the isolation file system will be provided. So if you create the multiple Docker container also, no, it will be not affected one by another. So that's like totally isolation. So now portability. Portability in the sense, as you know, that you can run the same Docker container on the your local system or any cloud. You can migrate from one cloud to another cloud. That's very easy. You can do like portal kind of thing. Microservices is the most important. Like microservices, as you know, that like it's just a part of we are dividing the application, so breaking the application into the small part. Like suppose like some part of containing the login, some part of containing the database connectivity, some part of containing the engineering, some part of containing some other parts, like other things. So that combining all the microservices application and running the like different container, like suppose login containing one container, engineers containing another container, so database connectivity containing another container. So all the containers can be created in the same environment, and then just need to be done the networking over there. So then it will be connected with one container to another container and another container. So that's a kind of thing that is very important in the microservice kind of. If you want to create a work, or you want to work a project for the microservices, then the Docker is one of the important thing. So now let us discuss about the introduction of the Docker Compose. You can see that, right? So Docker Compose is nothing but, as I mentioned, that in the Docker case, right? The multiple container we can create. So using the same Docker Compose, there's a Docker Compose tool in the market. So that Docker Compose using a single YAML file, and that YAML file can be that YAML file contain the multiple Docker container configuration and like code, and then you can easily deploy that one, and you can orchestrating that one. So and managing will be also easy. So like that is the Docker Compose. Now application composition, in the sense, like as I mentioned, that multiple for the microservices there are multiple like applications will be there, right? For single application, multiple breakdown will be there, like different parts will be there. So that parts containing the different container, right? So that container can be created on a single YAML file in the Docker Compose, and all the containers will be running and related to each other by using the network. So orchestration, in the sense, like it will be helping us to properly starting the Docker and properly checking the status of the Docker, whether it's running or not. So that kind of thing will be done by the Docker Compose. And consistency, already I have mentioned that consistency, like in the Docker when I was explaining the Docker. Okay, so now not to waste the time, just let us go to the move to the actual demo, and then we'll start the demo. So now, as I mentioned that, right, in the you're going to use the Docker Compose. So here I have written on Docker Compose. Here is a simple Flask app, and here is the one the Docker file has been written over there to build that particular app as a container, as image, and then we are going to use that one. So now let us, and here's an Nginx configuration is there, right? So now let us move to the Docker Compose, and then here you can see, right? So some configuration has been written over there. So like here is as I said that we are going to also use the Nginx to make it up and run on the browser. So Nginx has been written over there and port 8080 has been opened. So let us go and run the Docker Compose, build an app. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, so Docker Compose up, happen build -d. Okay, so it's starting. Let it start, and then we'll see the output like Nginx and app Flask app is there. So we'll use our localhost IP to see the contents what I have written inside the app. So here is the hello world is showing, right? So this should become to our browser. So you can see that the containers are up and running. So right. So container Docker Compose 1, Web 1 and Nginx 1, right? Both the containers are running, right? So let us go to the browser and then just use our on 27 80. Hello world is coming, right? Hello world is coming, right? So this is the thing. So like this, we can like create the multiple containers. Like here you can see, right? One container is running for the that Docker Python web application, and then another one is for the Nginx configuration. So both the containers are running right now, right? So yeah, thank you very much. Bye bye.